Dear friends, I want to wish you a Shabbat Shalom, and this Shabbos is actually also Rosh Chodesh, the beginning of the new month of Av, and as we call it in Hebrew, Menachem Av, that God comforts us in the month of Av when we mark the destruction of both temples, the first and the second, but also Menachem Av when we comfort God for the destruction because of our actions, by doing everything we can to bring down the third temple. And I'm very proud to say, as we're finishing our camp this year, our 5th week of camp, where we had hundreds and hundreds of children who have come through and have gained a tremendous sense of pride in their Jewishness, a tremendous unity, spirit, and so much of real, actual Jewish observances and customs that they picked up, that they hopefully will keep on living with them and always carry with great joy and pride their identity. This is part of rebuilding the third temple. In this week's Torah portion, which finishes the book of Bamidbar, the double portion of Matot-Massei, finishes the 4th book, when we will all shout out together in shuls across the world, Chazak, Chazak, v'nitz chazek, let's be strong, and let's be strengthened. Now, one of the things it talks about is Moshe is telling the Jewish people what will be the borders of Israel. The Jewish people are still in the desert. They didn't yet cross the Jordan River. They didn't start the battle. But Moshe is already laying out the borders. And actually, it's fascinating. It goes into great detail exactly where is their northern border, their eastern border, which includes in it the Kinneret, the Jordan River, the Yamuk River, and the Dead Sea. And the southern side, and obviously the western side, which is the Yam HaGadol, the Mediterranean Sea. And why does the Torah have to tell us what the borders are? In actuality, the Jewish people did not even conquer Israel to those borders. So what's the purpose of detailing it for us, especially now? And the rabbis tell us that the Jewish people have to know when they go into Israel, there are many mitzvahs that are connected specifically with Israel. And they have to know what the borders are. So those agricultural mitzvahs of things that have to be tithed and given, they have to happen within the borders of Israel only, and not outside of the borders of Israel. So even if you live outside the border and you live in a very Jewish community, you feel very Jewish and very connected and so close to Jerusalem, you still do not have to give the tithing, and there's certain things you're not allowed to give. Even if you want to be nice, you're not allowed to give it, because it doesn't have any holiness, and therefore it's not supposed to be done. But if someone feels that they want to do it, why do you stop them? And this is perhaps exactly what the Torah is trying to tell us. That in our life, we have rules and laws that we have to follow. Everything in Judaism has a structure. It has the way it's supposed to be done, when it's supposed to be done, the context it's supposed to be done. And obviously the feeling behind it is something that we have to conjure every time we do it. But everything has a clarity. We know what it is exactly. If you don't know, just go and study it, or ask someone who can show you exactly what it says. Because Judaism, as much as we have to feel emotionally proud and joyous, but Judaism is about fitting into exactly what God asked us to do. And just like when you type in a website, if you miss one letter, one punctuation, no matter what your intention is, you're not getting there. So too, God said, I laid out the way that you can access tremendous blessing, holiness, and energy. Good feeling is important, but it's not enough. It's about subservience to God. It's about recognizing that we're following God's plan, not God has to follow our plan. Now, if we try our hardest and we make a mistake, God forgives very easily. God is fine if we're not perfect. But to start changing the structure, the rules on our own because we think it's not important, then we are missing the whole point that we have to live in the way God wants us. We're living in God's image, not God having to live within our image. So I want to wish you all, especially as we're going to the last days before Tisha B'Av, many have a custom not to eat meat next week, drink wine. I want you all to use this time to get more in tune with what God asks for us to do and do the best you can. And then God will give us exactly what He promised us, the coming of Mashiach, the rebuilding of the third temple quickly in our days. So I want to wish you a Shabbat Shalom, a good Chodesh. God bless you all. We love you all. Candlelighting time in Montreal, 8:12 p.m.